What's happening? Bryant McFadden here in Phoenix, Arizona, site of Super Bowl 57, joined by one of the more talented wide receivers in the game, third-year pro with the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm a Pittsburgh Steeler, so this is a little odd for me. And of course, I went to Florida State as well, so it's really odd because he went to Clemson. But we're not going to talk about that. But of course, with the Cincinnati Bengals, man, third-year pro, outstanding wide receiver. T. Higgins is joining us here, man, in Phoenix, Arizona. Man, T, how you doing? How you feeling?
Good, man. I'm good. Blessed.
No question. So when we look at T, of course, you see his gear, rocking the Old Spice. Oh, by the way, Old Spice. We see the deodorant also on the table with us. But tell us a little bit about your relationship with Old Spice.
Yeah, man. They was able to bring me on. Courtesy of them. Always keeping me fresh.
Yeah.
At all times. I use them during the season, the whole season.
So you use Old Spice every day after practice and, of course, on game days as well.
For sure, every single day.
Super fresh.
Oh, yeah.
And not only just smelling fresh, but your game is fresh to death as well.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? And some news that recently came about for all of us in regards to your quarterback. Joe Burrow said he would love to have a contract because we know Joe Cool is going to get paid, but he said he would love to be able to have a contract structured in place to keep some of the big-time playmakers on the roster. And we know your time is almost close to being up when it comes to getting a new contract. But, how did that make you feel hearing your star quarterback saying that he would love to be able to have a contract structure where he can keep some of his talented players around?
It's good to hear, obviously, because I love Cincinnati, man.
Mm-hmm.
Great city, great people, great fans, but great organization with everybody inside the organization. I love to be there for my whole career.
Well, I'm a Steeler, so I'm gonna keep it real with you. You can go elsewhere and get paid. I wouldn't be mad if that was to happen, but I'm right there with you, well deserving, and that payday will be coming. In regards to Cincinnati, man, when you look at the wide receivers that you have, man, you play alongside one of the best to do in the National Football League in Jamar Chase. But tell us something crazy that you've seen Jamar Chase do on the sideline when it comes to food.
Eat that hot dog, man, that glizzy.
Like, what was it? What was it?
They called him a glizzy gobbler.
Glizzy God. What was all on that hot dog? Do you remember?
Nothing.
You don't remember?
It was plain.
It was just a plain Jane?
Yeah.
How you like your hot dogs?
I don't eat them.
You don't eat hot dogs?
Not no more.
I love hot dogs, by the way. I grew up eating hot dogs. Ketchup, mustard, relish, and we can rock and roll. When you talk about, what you guys do at Cincinnati, man, clearly the last 2 years has really been an outstanding year, even though you didn't win the championship. But one of the catalysts and main ingredients to your success, the wide receivers, right? So when you talk about wide receivers, man, if you had to rank the trio of guys in the National Football League, right, the top 5 trios at the wide receiver position or duos, who would be in your top 5? You don't have to be modest.
Obviously, I'm gonna put us in there.
So where will you guys be?
I'm gonna put us at 1.
Okay, you won.
Right. I'm gonna do that. Then you got, the Eagles with
A.J. Brown, Devontae. Yep, Devontae Smith.
Yep.
Okay, 2.
Obviously, Tyreek and Jalen Waddle.
Yeah, that's 3. The Dolphins.
You got Diggs and Gabe Davis.
Yep. Okay,
and
one more.
I'm gonna have to go. It's a low key one because he was hurt. Most of the season. I'm gonna go Devontae and Hunter Renfrow.
Ooh, I like that.
A lot of people don't see that, but Hunter was hurt all season. So.
But you might be a little biased. T. Hunter went to where?
Clemson.
He went to Clemson. But I can't argue. That's legit because when he's healthy, and we know how.
I know I'm missing some out there, obviously. But I
like your list, and it's your list.
Mm-hmm.
It's your top 5 list. So you talk about Clemson. Let's go back to Clemson. And once upon a time, I don't know if you guys are still considered wide receiver U. I don't know. Is that still a thing?
I feel like it's still a thing. We just got to get back on track. That's all.
So if you had to pick an all-time an all-time list of the top 3 wide receivers from Clemson, all time, you get 3 spots. Who's making that list? You get 3 spots.
3.
Need an X, a Z, and a slot.
All right, I'm gonna do this. Sammy Watkins.
Yep.
Nuke Hopkins.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a 3-way tie with number 3.
Well, it is a 3-way tie. I think I know exactly where you're going.
I'm going to say Mike Williams.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have to go Martavis Bryant.
Martavis, he was a beast.
And then I'm gonna throw myself in there.
Man. And the unique thing about that situation, when you talk about all 3 guys that are fighting for that final spot, you guys 6'2" or better.
Exactly.
Rangy.
Martavis had that speed.
Man.
Mike, he doing what he, everybody know what Mike Williams can do.
No question.
And, everybody know what I can do.
Yeah, we see it. We see it week in and week out. We see it week in and week out. Last question before we let you go. We know you contemplated on changing your number, right? You've been 85 your entire time in Cincinnati. You wore 5 at Clemson, right?
Yep.
Are you considering to make a jersey change, or what's the status on that situation?
That's the plan.
You going to 5?
Going back to 5, that's the plan, but no promises right now. Still working through things and figure it out.
Well, all the Bengal fans that are tuning in, checking us out, as of today, you can still rock your 85.
Yes,
but stay tuned. It might be a new jersey for our guy T. Higgins, man. T, thank you for joining me here, man, on the set CBS Sports HQ. Of course, sponsored by Old Spice. If you don't have any Old Spice, make sure you go get some because it keeps T fresh, keeps me fresh, and will keep you fresh as well. Back to you guys.
Just 3 days away from Super Bowl 57, and we have you covered, building you up to the big game. You know who else has you covered? B-Mac himself and his buddy Patrick Peterson. You got to tune into their podcast, All Things Covered. It's a pod that covers it all.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.